Hello, and welcome to the 2 o'clock Clarity TV show.
Witnesses.
My name is Barbara Gray, and this is Paul Church.
Hello, hello.
And 10 o'clock, we had an enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. We had an enjoyable show. I was looking forward to this morning and this afternoon because we got some really smashing
some
stamps.
lovely art.
Yeah,
definitely.
lovely, lovely. So I thought this afternoon, since we didn't get so much done in the morning, I thought we'd get some more art demos.
Hour,
a little bit more demo heavy. So what did you do between the two shows?
So I was dealing with emails and bits and pieces. What about you?
Oh, so I found out that who I'm sending my ATC to, Jenny.
Oh.
And so I thought I would use my time wisely while I've got all my ink pads out.
Yes.
So I made a little ATC.
Did you now?
I did. And then I went to find Paul, all smart, smug, and said, I've done my ATC and it's already in the post box.
And then I said, oh, yes, I've got to do my PTC. Oh, I've got something. Oh, no, it's not purple.
And I said, what do you mean it's not purple? And I'd missed the memo about the fact that says it's got to be purple. So there's me, all smart ass, doing it all. There's a little flash of purple in mine, Jenny.
There you go.
So I went back to the post box, got it out, married it up with something purple.
Yes.
Yeah. So tip, note to self, top tip.
Read the instructions.
Read the instructions.
Read the room.
I didn't realise that. So there you go.
Because it was the year of colour, wasn't it? So it just got introduced. It only got introduced at the beginning of this week.
Did it?
It did, yes.
Okay, so I wasn't that far out then.
No.
How come we decided on purple? We didn't, did we?
No. The ladies decided. And then I think it's blue for February.
Is it?
It is.
All right. Well, blue. I'd love to know why.
I'm just going to chop this up and stick it on.
Can I have a bit?
Yeah, nice flowers.
It reminds me very much of our texture mats.
It does indeed.
Which segues perfectly into what we're going to do this afternoon.
Absolutely.
Okay, so on the show this morning, we just had a little look at the
downloads, wasn't it? The
downloads,
projects.
That's it. Well done. And so what we're going to do now is just take a look, not just at the lovely stamps, this fella who's being blown away in the wind, like.
There we go.
So this is a really great little stamp. Now we haven't got any artwork for this because it's brand new, basically.
That's right. Yes. Wrong one.
So we had that was what we used this morning.
Yes. There we go.
So this little guy here, I think he's just gorgeous, right?
He is. I mean, back in the day, he was available in a larger stamp set, wasn't he?
Yeah. But we're going petite.
We're going mini makes. So it was a perfect opportunity to take one of your. You designed this one, didn't you?
This is a Mel Turner tree.
Oh right,
definitely. Okay. I just really like the body, the
way
body
that he's
language.
being blown away.
It's just marvelous, And what I wanted to do is show you how you can use this tree to great effect for foliage and bushes,
cool.
and so it's not just a blustery tree. It's also weeping willow.
Yes.
So nice, right? It's got lots of different movement there. Yeah. So this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And we're going to be using so these are the texture mats that we were looking at this morning.
Yes.
And we put 2 on the counter. The reason we put 2 up, there's only 2 stretch on now.
We've got such a long counter.
That's it.
God.
That's it. So, but we put 2 out. Right,
and these are 2 of your 3 favourites, aren't they?
That's right. So those are my 2 favourites, which are the woodland one, the trees one, and the dots and spots. If you're only going to get one, get the dots and spots one. But there's a bundle on those 2.
There is. So the item number for this collection is 11801. Now, normally for a pair, so like the dots and spots, which comes as a duo, that would normally be $39.98.
Can I switch to this camera?
Yeah. But what we've done is we've put 4 of Barb's favourites together, which is 2 sets, and it's a £40 saving. So normally this would be, because it's an A5, a £20 set, and that would be a £20 set. So when you buy that as a duo, it's normally £40.
Yeah.
So you could buy that set on its own, and that will be instead of £40, it's £24.98. But what we've done in this bundle, it means that that's £10, that's £10, that's £10, and that's £10.
So now you're spending £40 on what would be an £80
price
bundle.
point. Yeah.
And
plus you get your club discount as well.
And you get your club discount. And then there's a third one, which I'm in love with.
The florals.
Which
yes.
are the florals. And this was the one that I just kind of touched on, because we're talking about pictures within pictures. So the little picture here, so you get an A5 matte, A6 matte, then you get an A7 size stamp, and then you, whatever that is, A8, I don't know.
Must be, I suppose. It's the number increases.
It just goes down, doesn't it? So so this little tiny, I love it. It's very grungy, arty.
Ties in with our mini
works really nicely.
ATCs.
Yeah. So again, this is a very good price
is. So that would be, instead of being £39.98, it would be £24.98 plus your club discount. The item number for this is 10915, which you'll be able to find on our website.
Yeah, love that one. So what I thought we would do, if it's okay with you,
of course,
whatever, take them.
It's okay with me. No, it's not. We've got to go down the rest of the counter.
That won't take too long, will it? Right, we're going to look at these texture mats, and I'm going to show you a couple of tricks and tips on how to use them. What's the point of them? As I said earlier on, it's just a really easy way to get that fantastic arty, grungy background, you know, that mixed media that people spend layers and layers and layers arriving to get a grungy, distressed background.
And also, I mean, we were looking at the images of the stamps on the overhead, and it's black.
Yes.
So automatically you think, oh, it's black. I don't want to use black.
Quite dark.
But it is just for the indexing, so that you can see what it is.
That's right.
And what Barb's going to show during this demo completely changes the game.
So what we'll do is we'll take a look at this particular card. So it's a small 5x5. It's all one layer.
That's magical, that is. But when you brought that in the other day, and I thought, oh, it's one layer.
So what we've got here is we've taken this stamp here,
the large one.
the large one, and it's literally, that's it. Look, you see the dots there?
Yeah.
They're the dots on the stamp there.
Nice. And
so
what I also like about this is where it goes over to the back.
Yeah,
normally, when you used to go into a card shop,
that's right,
and it had the pattern on the back, it was always more money, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like that little graphic extra, isn't it? So when you make cards, if you make cards to sell, of course, we're an angel company,
we are
so
indeed.
You know, you have our blessing. And if you use our artwork to make handmade things, but what a nice way to, you know, to put on the bottom or on the top, just put your name, handmade by, made with love by, you know. Right, so let me show you how to get the colour to the background.
Okay.
I'm going to take a 5x5 card blank.
Yeah.
I'll take that mat. Let's take the big mat. Let's go with the big one. The small ones can all be done the same way.
Okay.
Right, so when you take it off, you see, now when I put it on a piece of white copy paper, you see it's colourless.
Yeah.
The stamps are colourless. It's the indexing sheet that gives that way. I knew that was going to happen.
So that you can see what it is.
So when you peel it off the indexing sheet, that's what you see what it's going to, that's what it's going to look like. That's the transfer. And you can see here how the way we've done it with photography tricks is we've created what looks like layers.
That's right. And
so
we remembered earlier, didn't we, that these were actual photographs that you had taken.
I spaced that completely. But what it means is that if you add a flash of color, different colors in the different areas, then it even looks more like,
of course, that you have built
layer
those
on
layers
layer.
up.
Yeah, exactly. So what we can do just to get this going, let me show you a couple of tricks. If I take, let's start with a bit of copy paper, and let's use our blending mat.
Okay, blending mat you'll find on the website. We do it in A4 and A3.
So what I'll do is I'm going to use the blending mat.
Yeah.
And I'll use, can you put your hand there
I
for
can
a
put
minute?
my hand there.
Thank you.
I can keep it company.
I'm going to use a brayer.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use an ink pad. So I've got weathered wood here.
Yeah.
Let's hold on to the thought that this is a blending mat. B for blending.
B for blending.
This is a right old one. Look, but it still does the job. It's supposed to say clarity on it. Right, speedball brayer.
Okay. And does it have to be a dye-based ink pad?
If you use an archival ink pad, if I was to use that on that, it would go brown and it would stay brown. Solvent-based ink pads, permanent ink pads, archivals, they stain. distress ink pads, dye ink pads, distress oxides
Yeah.
don't stain.
Right.
So
Okay.
if you're working with water soluble ink pads,
Yeah.
then I mean, if it stains, it's not the end of the world
It doesn't
anyway.
affect the
No,
quality
not
of the
at all.
stamp, does
Not
it?
at all. You know, I've got mats that are very stained because you know, look, so you can see where I've used a turquoise, I've
Yeah.
used a teal, for example. You can see here I've gone with an archival.
Yeah.
But just because that's teal now, that doesn't mean I can't make it bright pink. It won't make a
No.
blind bit of difference. Okay, I've obviously gone oranges and browns, but it doesn't matter.
No. Just in case our friends at home wasn't sure what ink pads to use.
I think for this, and also if you use that with that will stain. So you're going to have a right.
You'd have a brown brayer and a brown mat.
You'll have a right paddy. You'll be like, this is brown, that's brown. And then by the time you've had your little conniption, because everything's brown, the ink's dried anyway.
And I suppose you often, I mean, I know I say often, you've got various different brayers, haven't you? You've got one for your paint, one for your archivals, one for your, so that you can just keep going and you're not ruining your brayers all the time.
But to be fair, I would honestly say when you're using a brayer, or, you know, you've got to know that archivals stain your stamps.
Yeah.
So it's your thought on that, you know. Right, so let's have a look. I got choices.
Yeah.
Let's come in here a little bit. Excuse me. Right, so I can take my weathered wood. I can use my blending mat. I can put the colour on there.
Yeah.
Or I can put the colour straight on there.
Okay.
If I do that, I've got less control, but it'd probably be darker. You see?
Yeah.
But then how do you spread it out? Right, well, this is proper printing game, really. So if I use the blending mat, you can see it
smooths
there
it
are
out.
millions of little pores in the blending mat. There's a clarity blend, and it just dispenses the exact amount of ink that you need. So you could go 1, 2. If you put too much ink on there, it can't go anywhere. Do you see?
Right, because it's not going to lift off on the brayer, is it?
No.
You're just moving it around.
So let's see what happens. The trick when you're using a brayer is to flick. So the trick is to flick. And that way, see, if you just do that, then you're not really dispersing the ink. Right?
You haven't got full movement on the brayer.
But you see how I can offload it too.
Yes.
If I've got too much on here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to see, if we can see it, then, you know, it might be brilliant.
Yeah.
It might be, you know, the first time, it might be a bit light.
Yes.
Right, so what we're going to do, what's the harm in checking that on a bit of copy paper first to see how juicy the ink pad is?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so on and so on.
Yeah.
You can check it on a bit of copy paper, or if you don't want to waste it, look, see, it's fine.
And this is also a slow drying ink as well.
Exactly right. You don't have to rush on it. But let's say I just want to I'm going to go with a little ATC. I'm preparing the blue one, the buffer blue for February.
That's cheating.
Right. Well, give it a go. Working ahead. There's nothing wrong with that.
I can't remember what whether there is a
well,
fee.
Hey.
That's not. Look at that.
Okay. So in February, see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a good colour. In fact, it's exactly perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know now how much ink
is on there. Yes.
Okay. So now I've made a gap there though.
Yeah.
So while we're here,
okay.
Well, let's just make this colour first, and then I'll change it.
Right.
So I'm going to go put a bit more on because I've obviously got a gap there now.
Yes.
So we'll do a bit more.
It's amazing how it goes from that darkness.
Yeah.
Because you're
spread.
Right.
And then and the other thing I wanted to say is I've left it on the acetate.
So, and this is on the thicker acetate.
Yeah, thick stuff.
Yes.
It's what the stamp comes with.
Yeah.
It comes with this. So now it comes on that.
Yes.
Take it off that
and you
transfer it to the backing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that way you've got this, so you know what it's supposed to look like. Otherwise, you see, if you leave that on it, then it's black. You can't see what you're doing. This I've got much as you think you can't see much, it's there.
I think you just proven that with that tiny little 3.5 by 3.5.
So I've done that, and now I'm going to. I particularly like that corner. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the front.
Okay.
At the front. Right, now I take my 5 by 5.
Yeah.
That'll do. Okay, where's my 5 by 5? Here it is. I'll take my 5x5, right, and now I've decided that's the front.
Yeah.
So I'll turn it round. So that's the front now,
Okay.
right? So I'll pop that on there like that, as if by magic, it fits nicely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll pop that on there like so. And the thing is, this is playtime. If it doesn't come out perfectly, it's not the end of the world. It's only a piece of card.
Well, it's a mixed impression, isn't it? So at the end of the day, if there's
It's
little
grunge.
bits missing,
Yeah.
yeah.
You use it. Happy
Absolutely.
opportunity. Put a butterfly in there. Right, so you see, you just burnish the back, open the card, hold it in
So
place.
this time you're taking the card to the stamp.
I am, because the stamp's on a floppy
Yes.
piece of acetate.
Yeah.
It's not on a rigid
mega mount.
So now I've got choices. Do I want to go over the back? If I want to do the back piece,
Yeah.
right, then I'll just flap it down.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it sounds a bit sordid, doesn't it? I just flap it down and then I'll get that. Okay. Oh, I tell you what,
You get
you're
total
in a
coverage.
mood, aren't you? Right, I
It's
wonder if this is going to work.
Friday afternoon, isn't it?
Right, I'm sure this would be lovely. Look, now I've lost me. Or I could pick that up. So I've got a really nice background there.
Nice, look
But
at
I
that.
know I've still got the ink there, don't I?
Yes.
So I could either use the bottom part. See what I mean? I could go,
Oh, I
all right, so
see,
now I'm going to move
yes.
the grey bit into that area. Why not?
Yeah.
See, so now instead of it coming over the edge,
Yeah,
over
and
the
so you could then use that
fold.
area then to put your personalization
Exactly.
on there, couldn't you?
So let's see if this worked. It's just a thought. There you go. So there's the front.
Yeah.
And there's the back.
Nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, easy. So
And it
now
is.
you've used that and you've done that and you've done a tester. So you've got that as well. If you wanted to do
Picture
the,
in
the picture
picture.
within the picture idea that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So it's good, isn't it? Now let's just see what happens. Because this is, remember I said this is called a blending mat.
Yes.
Well, let's blend. Let's see what
Okay.
happens. I'm going to take a different color. I'm not going to clean it.
Okay.
I'm just going to add a little bit of a different color.
Right.
So I've still got that weathered wood,
Yeah.
and now I've got Uncharted Mariner.
Okay.
Let me just show you. So I can do that. It's cool. That's a new
that's
juicy Lucy.
Like married couple, repeat one, finish in one another sentences. Right, back to the overhead. Behave yourself.
Oh, juicy
Lucy.
Lucy. I need help.
I'll see if I
Okay.
can find some.
This is really dark now, isn't it?
It is. Careful, you end up wetting yourself in a minute.
Oh dear. TMI.
I want to see what's going on in the chat.
Okay.
Where's the chat?
All right. So I'm going to do a little wheelie. Look, while we're working, let's do a wheelie.
Oh, I've got tears.
Me too. Right. So I'm taking the look. I'll get rid of this from it. Okay. Let's try a different trick. So now I've loaded the brayer. Okay.
Yeah.
And now I could do a wheelie there.
Wheelie?
So what I'm doing is when I say a wheelie, I'm going up on this edge and I'm getting rid of the ink on that
Cleaning
side.
the end of it.
So I don't get a line. Okay, so behave.
Yeah.
Right, so now I'm going to come in here. Right, and let's just say this time, I'm gonna do an ombre. So I know, I'm setting myself up here, aren't I? So this time I'm just gonna start here, right? And I'm gonna just go that way.
Okay.
Okay. So that as I go down, it's
You're traveling in the direction of
I am.
the clean end of
Yes.
the brayer.
Yeah, so I've just kept moving like that. Don't know. Who knows what'll happen? But unless I try it, I won't find out, will I?
No.
So it'd be interesting to see because I've added a darker colour. So now, what should I do that on? Should I do that on a? Have you got a 5x5?
I might have one here in the cupboard.
Let's have a look.
There we go.
Steady. Right, lovely. So we'll go with another one. Let's see. We might as well.
Yeah.
Right. So that's going to be the front. Let's say.
Yeah.
Do the same again.
Okay.
Or I could. Yeah. Well, why not? And let's see what happens if I do that. See if it worked. It's going to be a little bit darker. I should have said, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Let's try that. Right. Let's see what happens. And this time I'll just I'm not going to say flap it down because you're in one of those moods, aren't you?
I am.
Right. So
Where's those tissues?
right.
Oh, dearie me.
Okay, so nice clean on the inside. Let's see if it worked. I love it. And that is what I mean. Right, see, so because we've got that graduation, it just disappears to nothing. I like that look too. Way.
Steadied out.
Hello. See, so it's like that. And then when you turn it over, it's like that on.
That's lovely.
Isn't that nice?
That's really nice.
Yeah, I know, Paul. This ain't going to go well today, is it?
It's only 20 past.
Okay. Rocking.
3 demos. 2 demos.
3 demos. Right, we've done that bit.
Okay,
Tick.
that's done. Yeah.
Right, we'll sort that out. Now we've got plenty of ink on here.
Oh,
so let's have a look. What we're going to do with this, because it'd be a shame to waste it, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's look at this. Let's tackle this to start with. We've got loads of. Oh, is it going again?
No, I'll put my hand there because I know you was going to move away from it.
Right, so let's go again. If I, for example, there's still plenty of ink on here.
Lots on there.
Right, so again, I'm going to take my piece of scrap and I'm going to do my wheelie. Shush, okay?
Yeah.
And then I could take my little, let's just see what we can do. See if I've got a little bit of...
Oh, the 3.5 by 3.5. Yeah.
Right, let's do that. And let's pop that on there. Right, now we're rocking. Okay.
Okay.
Going for it now. Okay, mini moons.
Oh, the mask.
Why not?
Yes.
While we've got the ink out, let's do it. So if I pop that there like that, I'm going to go for a landscape.
Nice.
Right, so this is the sky.
Right.
Up this end. It's going to be like that. That's the sky.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to turn that round because I've done a wheelie and I'm going to tackle it on one corner.
Yeah.
Right? Piece of paper at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't know why I'm doing this. We don't even sell brayers anymore. Let's get rid of the ink. Right, here we go. So now you see you go flick, 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 like that. And you just keep going. And what's happening is as I'm going down, you can see I've used the ink. So as the ink gets darker,
so you haven't got that solid line, have you? With the, on
just
the brayer?
Saying, it's a really nice way to do a sky. Okay. And then when you take the moon away, look, you've got a really...
So that's ready nice for another mini make.
February ATC. Bring it on, friends. I could send out loads.
Careful, you're going on against everyone on the list.
Right, and then you put your moon back on your mini moons.
Mini moons, yeah.
And there's another one ready to go.
Okay.
Okay. Still got loads of ink left.
There is indeed.
So, don't want to waste it.
Waste not, want not.
Spritzer, water. See what happens. Right, I'm just going to add a bit of water like that. Okay, I reckon that'll make a nice, it's nice.
Mop up, yes.
Nice mop up. Now, if I didn't put too much water on there, so I'm going for a bit more.
So it's going to be a little bit more intense in colour, isn't it?
But let's see what happens. I'll do 2 different ones.
Okay.
I'll do one where I spritz the paper or the card and one where I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Do you think we're going to get 3 of these done?
I reckon you'll get 2.
Okay, we'll give it a go. Right, so now, for example, I'm going in and off the page. We'll see. I've spritzed the card, so it might be soaking or it might be... You don't know till you try. I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Right, it's a little bit boring. Right, go again. So this time, let's not...
dry card.
Dry card, but I'm going to hold it up a bit. See what happens if I hold it up. Right, okay.
That's nice. I can see a landscape there.
Well, you have to use your imagination, don't you? Aha! Now I see beach. Now I see hills. Yeah? I'm getting there now. So you let that one dry. So what you're doing is now you're using bits. Look, I'll show you. Here's one that I did earlier. Here's one I did earlier. No, seriously. See, so you're just picking up pieces like this with. Let's just do this. Let's just.
So this is what I mean to have that 3.5 by 3.5.
Look at this. So now I've picked it up. Yeah, go on.
So if you want 2 packs of the 3.5 by 3.5, the item number is 31402. If you want 1 pack, you don't. You want 2. But if you do want just the 1, it's 31131. There we go.
But what I'm saying is, look at this. So, you know, I mean, I know. These, for our mini makes, what beautiful little landscapes.
They're lovely.
You know, with a bit of, you just got, and all you're using is the mop up.
You're just clearing what you would normally just wipe away, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so you can use your brayer
Yeah.
with your landscape like that, or you
Uh-huh.
can just start mopping up. And then those are going to dry nicely, and they will make, look, let me show you. If I dry that one and I pop that, see what I
Because
mean?
it's the same ink.
Yes, thank
You've
you.
got that same tone on
So
tone.
you're getting the stamp within the
Picture
stamp
within the
thing.
picture.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. So as far as how to clean this otherwise, if you, once you've had enough, I would keep going with this and make loads of different.
What about just a piece
pieces.
of copy paper?
I'm doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Doing it.
Doing it.
Right. Doing it. Right, so you do that, you see. And it might be a bit severe, but I've got to clean it anyway. Oh no. When that dries, when you start chopping this up, there's going to be some loveliness in there.
Yeah.
And the thing about stuff like this, right, copy paper, it's brilliant because you can wrap it around the canvas boards. Is there an echo in here? Suddenly.
You're getting the blame for all this. You do know that, don't you?
Am I?
Yeah, that you're lining them up and I'm just falling for it.
He is, isn't he? Okay, so as far as cleaning, you see, because we're using a dye-based ink,
yeah.
If I just now, I'm just going to mop up.
Okay.
So here we go. I want to clean the brayer at the same time. Bit of water. We sell those spritzers.
We do indeed. We'll find them on the website. It is a pack of 5 of the spritzers.
And then I'll pop my paper towel on their kitchen roll, and then the water from that
cleans the brayer.
Cleans the brayer beautifully.
Perfect.
There you go. So that's clean as well. Sorted. Right, background's done.
Right.
Blending mat's clean.
Okay. Can I bring up a full screen of those lovely masks that we were using?
Do it.
I know you only use the mini moon.
Yeah, yeah.
But the mask, I mean, this is a really comprehensive set of sort of essentials.
Yeah.
You've got the
love it
different moons in there. You've got your hills and your mountains. You've got your clouds. You've got all those little size mini moons. Then you've got your rooftops, and finally you've got your castle and bunting. Yeah. Now, the item number for this collection is 30150. The normal price is £17.99. You'll save £3, so it's £14.99. However, if you're in any of our Clarity Clubs, so for example, if you're a Diamond Club member, £12.74 for that whole set, and they're reusable again and again and again.
Cool.
Are you ready for the overhead?
I am, love.
Okay, I shall take that off then.
Okay, so I've got one. Here's one I did.
Yes.
Right, and it's exactly the same thing. So now I've got to, in order to get this picture going, I need to make an edge around the ledge. So I've closed the card.
Yeah.
I've closed the card. And now I'm just going to use our low tack tape.
Okay, which we have on the show. A pack of 4 of those is 31212. Now, this is great. I mean, we were doing this, I say we, the royal way, you was the same technique of sort of creating a smaller section during the 10 o'clock show.
That's right. So I can make the border here as wide as the masking tape. I can make the inside as large or as small as I want, can't I? I'm just emulating what I did before, so it's about the same size. Gives us a little bit of something to work something to work in. Right, so I've done that.
Yeah.
Done that. And then, do you want to have a sip of my tea?
Yeah, by all means. I'll give you some of my stuff. Let's have a look at that pack shot. So there we go. This collection of stamps. Now that you've seen what Barb's done with it by just using those light colours and how to apply it, and especially that large A5 texture mat. And for these to be £10 each on those, and the item number is 11801, £40 saving, so it's £39.96. If you're a Diamond Club member, then that brings it down to £33.97 as well. So, ready for the overhead?
Yes,
no?
Yes, I am.
Because
what I'm going to do, no worry, it's fine. I can show my friends what I've got. Right, so I'm going to use the walnut stain and a brush to make this vignette.
Right, okay.
Okay, so I'm using those two things. Could I use that? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'll give it a go. And then I'm using the archival for the crisp stamping.
For the stamping.
Yeah.
So the archival, if you're stamping, will give you a crisper image than a distress or an oxide.
It would indeed. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, You see, I want a real silhouette, but I didn't want to go black.
Yes.
So I thought, oh, brown would be nice.
Yeah.
I tell you what I will do, just for the
Okay.
sake of argument. I mean, I like walnut stain. It's got a lovely. Let's do bottom half in walnut stain, the top half in potting soil, and see.
Because
what
often
happens.
we dismiss these type of colours, don't we?
Yeah,
When we're working with
we
them.
do. We do. It's always the browns and the beiges. We always end up with loads of them, and they're the best ones.
Well, I mean, even that's the blue. I can imagine this would look lovely in like that brown as well, wouldn't it?
It really
that lovely
would.
background.
It really would.
It
really would.
I'll have a look.
So it's when you're looking at the ink pads that we've got in the cupboard, or what we're selling, you know, you look at if I say boring colours, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because they are the ones that are amazing for the backgrounds. We tend to get stuck with the brights, don't we?
I think because we want the dynamic look to it, don't we?
Yeah. So see, I can take my brush now and I can go around the outside with my walnut stain.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just taking off the excess here. I'm using my brush just to come in there. I can make it a bit darker there. So, but because it's translucent, you see, I'm not losing the design of
in the background.
I like that.
Yes.
Right. So if I wanted to, just for the sake of argument, let's just see what happens rather than, sorry. Let's come over here and let's use the potting soil, the archival. I'm going to use the same ink pad, same colour really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so let's see what happens here. Right, if I go over with this one, it's not as...
I suppose because it's faster drying as well, does that make a difference with the transfer from the...
Doesn't make a blind bit of difference.
No. Okay.
I would say you could use both. You really can, but there you go. We're using the
distress.
Yeah, because also I tell you this one. Let's say just I wanted to throw some water at it now.
Yeah.
This would lift. That would not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to add a little bit of water here and just look, well, I don't know. I'm going to regret this, I bet. But if I were to do that now.
Yeah.
Not that I probably need a little bit more than that. Right. But it would lift with water. Right, let's see if that works. Right, whereas the
archival just would not move at all.
No, it wouldn't. So I can see there's water here. Can you?
Yeah, I can see that.
So let's see. And when I do this, you can see that it blots off.
Yes.
And when you're working with, this is a really muted colour, so it's not even.
It wouldn't.
You could get a little bit of a blotch. But if you did this and then you thought, oh, that's way too dark, I've gone in way too heavy, you have the chance to lift some
of it off. Like with an eraser, but you're just using the water to lift it out.
Exactly. As soon as I go in with an archival ink pad now, this is permanent, what I'm using now, because it's on the brush, remember? Okay, so we've got that. Now let's go to our potting soil archival.
Okay.
Because I want to put him in place. And I want to sort out the leafery.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've already mounted the guy. I love this set of stamps.
It's really, really lovely. I mean, and this set is only $3.99.
Is it?
$6.99.
Give me a heart attack.
There we are. Where's he gone?
$3.99 or $6.99?
It's $6.99. It's a £3 saving.
That's it.
11598. The Bijou Winds of Change A6 stamp set.
Okay. Now, let's see what our fella looks like. And I'm going to stamp him onto another piece, because this is all good stuff for later.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure, beautiful ink, beautiful pressure, love it. Right, I love this ink pad.
I mean, even when you're when you're ready, what you may want to do is just hold that up to the overhead camera, because the struts on the inside of that umbrella is so fine.
Crazy good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's come up with both of them. So you see I've done it twice and you don't, there's no trickery here.
Look. I mean, look, the struts on the umbrella.
Look at that.
Wow. See, I can see it because I'm standing here, but our friends at home would have been able to have sort of seen that.
So I love the movement.
Attention to detail.
It's great, isn't it? So I'm doing like one for test and one for best. I tend to I work like that.
Yes.
So now I've got this stamp and I just have to be mindful. It makes a beautiful tree. I mean, we've got fantastic artwork with the tree, but I'm going to I'm going to show you how to, so you can not ink it up,
Yeah.
right? The trunk, and just stick to this bit here.
Okay.
What am I using here? Potting soil.
Yeah.
Potting soil. See? So just ink this up, and then I can come in like so, and I can see which part is going to be in the picture, right? I've got to get a bit of a wriggle on because this is a fast drying ink pad, right? So you just press into that area there, just a bit that we inked up.
Yeah.
Perfect. I wanted it to be a little bit lighter, and it is. See, now here, I can pop some down here as well.
Oh, of course.
The masking tape's doing the job, so now I can see which bit do I want to use. I'm going to use that. Sorry, let's come up this way a bit.
So much stuff on the desk.
Oh, no. Right, so I'm going to come, I think I'm going to bring it round a little bit like that. See, so I've decided where I'm going.
Yeah.
Now I know which bit I want to ink up. Okay.
So now when you change the direction of that tree, now, I mean, it's gonna work beautifully as sort of like the shrubbery.
Yeah.
But now it also reminds me of like coral in a fish tank.
It would be, wouldn't it?
That's sort of like
beautiful.
yeah.
See? So you've got more there. If you miss a bit like that,
Yeah.
I wouldn't think twice about going back in like that.
Because it's a bush.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. And then along the bottom here, exactly what I've just done there. Just take that little bit of it, and you can just put some in under his feet like that. See?
Yeah.
A little bit up there like that. Second generation ink.
To give it the distance.
Really nice. It doesn't look like much until you
peel it back.
Take away the masking tape.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've done that. The next thing we need to do, I'm going to show you how to do the hills.
Okay.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
We'll use this again. This time, let's take a piece of torn paper.
Right.
So we'll just go like that. That'll do. Right, that'll do. And then what we'll do is we'll use I love doing stuff like this because it requires nothing except, it looks so good. Bit of torn paper.
Torn paper, ink pads, spot on sponges.
Yep, that's it. So let's have a look. I want to do, the first one I'm going to do is the one furthest down the bottom.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a hilly bottom, so to speak. So let's not make it. Don't start. Let's make another tear. That's better, like that. See?
Yeah.
It takes you longer to figure out where you want your hills to be than anything else.
Could you use the hills that are in our mask set?
You could, of course you could, said the salesman. Right, let's do this.
Yeah.
When you're doing this at home, it's a good idea to just put it in place.
Yeah.
Just hold it in place while you're working. So now I could take let's go like that, and let's use this. I could use, this is what my point is, I can use the archival.
Yeah.
Or I can use the walnut stain. Personally, do you know what? I'm going to go for the walnut stain. I just feel it's a bit more translucent.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong, but that'll do. Right. So now I'm going to just put some of that. I want this to be dark. Right. This bit's dark.
Yeah.
Because it's at the front. See?
Yeah.
So if I want it to be dark, then I can even go in like we did this morning.
The pounding.
Yep. And then if you do that, it will get much darker. Right underneath his feet, maybe.
Yeah.
Right in this corner, maybe a little bit darker. Sweep in like that. It's just that first layer. There you go. So that hill is good because now it looks like he's.
And it hasn't blotted out the foliage.
No, not at all. Now the top, the higher hill.
Yeah. Right.
Let's go again like that. We'll have a look and then we'll decide where we want. See, I think that would look quite good like that. So it goes up and down.
Yeah.
Like that. We don't want to. Right, so let's just do that. And again, I would hold it in place with a bit of masking tape. How are we doing for time? We're all right for time.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, I've got loads of time. I could get a castle in. I could build a castle.
Build a castle in 10 minutes.
Easy. Right, so this time, I don't want to re-ink, right?
Right, okay.
But I want to use what I've got.
Okay, so the stencil brush is still currently on pre-order. The item number for those is 30006.
Right. So this is further away.
Yeah.
So it's going to be lighter.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I want to use the spot on sponge are going to be a little bit more measured in what I do.
Okay, so you're starting on the paper,
yeah, a lot
rather than
up.
onto
Do you
your
see?
artwork.
Yeah. And then we're going to go, let's just give it a little, I want it a bit dark around the back here. A bit darker there. That's it. See? Just down. A little bit down that side. A bit down the middle. Make sure we haven't lost it there.
I think we lost it a while back, Barb.
Yeah, you speak for yourself. There, you see? That's it. But don't lift this until you're happy.
You're happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. You've got to be happy with what you've done before you lift it. And then, right, that'll do.
Okay.
I would say if I'm going to add anything in the corners, I'm going to do it now.
Right.
Because once I've lifted that off, you sometimes get a bit of an echo.
Yes.
Right.
When you try and reposition it. So you're creating your vinaigrette now.
My vignette, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll take this off. And this is where we see the contrast between the background. And we've still got that beautiful grungy texture matte in the middle. But I like that, see? It looks so good.
See, the brown just works so well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And as you say, obviously brown isn't as harsh as black.
Nope.
And I think if you'd done that in black, it wouldn't have looked as, for me, it looks quite elegant.
Yeah, I agree. Let's just check it out now. Let's do this.
So this is the sentiment that comes with that stamp.
I just want to test it. I want to test it.
Okay.
Before I put it, one's for test, one's for best.
Yeah.
Love it. Look how delicate that is.
That is crazy.
Go on, read it out there. Make yourself useful.
I've got the goggles on.
Sometimes in the winds of change, we find our true direction. Look how beautifully that stamps. Yeah, hats off to Jazz. That's a Jazz design. Right, here we go. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp it in and slightly off.
Okay.
Yeah, but down a little bit. Do you remember I said about
what was it called?
Rule of thirds.
That's it, rule of thirds.
It's like keeping it, bunching the designs up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Look at that.
So there we go. So we've done that. That's lovely, isn't it? We could give this away.
Could we?
How about if we give this away? How about if you post, because we're online, aren't we?
We are.
In the live show.
Yeah.
What about if, what should we put in there? Put in potting soil. Go on.
Potting soil.
Or let's do something useful. You think of something useful.
Let's go to the front camera then, shall we?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay,
while I'm doing this, you think about something.
So come on then.
And I'll give
Gracie,
this one away.
Ideas, Gracie. What about
mini makes, ATC?
Mini makes.
Mini makes.
Just put mini makes.
That'd be lovely.
In the comments. And then what we'll do, because all of a sudden it will start to fly in the chat. So sorry, Gracie. Gracie will have to choose a winner.
Yeah. Should we do that?
Yeah. At the end of the show, Gracie can do. So we're not going potting soil. We're going mini makes.
Mini makes.
So
go again.
So let me bring up that pack shot of those lovely backgrounds for you to have a look at while Barb just has a bit of a regroup. And then there we go. So item number 11801. I mean, it's madness. It's the equivalent of £10 for each of those 4 stamp sets. And if you're in the club, then you're going to if you're a Diamond Club member, it's £33.97. Gracie's saying they're all saying potting chair because there's a slight delay, isn't there, when we talk in the broadcast. So yeah, and now when you see what you can do with it with the different color ink pads, it's just madness. It really, really is.
Right. So what I want to do.
Where do we want to go? Front camera?
Let's go here.
Okay.
So what I want to do now is take a look at the new printed stamps.
Yes.
I want to take a look at the postcards that come with.
Yeah.
And the set of, this is what I'm going to be using.
Okay.
Okay.
So there we go. So let's just bring up some details on your screen.
You do your best, Paul.
Okay. Let's bring up this pack shot of the mask. So the item number for these masks is 30150. instead of £17.99, it's £14.99, and you have a £3 saving plus your clubs. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at this. Is a brand new. We only launched this earlier today.
Okay, so what we've got here is a beautiful set of stamps.
Yeah.
These are fresh off the press.
Literally.
So these literally came off the machine today.
This
So
morning,
nobody's
yeah.
got these. I just thought they would. This isn't the right one, darling.
Got me stamps mixed up.
Waiting patiently.
Waiting patiently. You can't get the start, can you?
Right, there you go. This is a brand new one. So then.
So if you want the stamp on its own, it's 12095. And the stamp on its own is £14.99. If you want the postcards on their own, the item number is 31754, and they're £5.99. However, if you want both together, which is 21232,
21232,
£14.99, which means you're going to get that for free.
Well, there you go then. So ignore everything else he said. Just look at that number there.
That's it. Because you don't want
21232, the one that's on the screen right now.
Yes.
21232. That gets you a beautiful set of brand new quote stamps and
the new
a set of 14 printed postcards. I really like these. I did, even if I say so myself. I designed these using letters that Dave.
Those block print.
Yeah, block print letters.
Yeah.
So what we've got here is in my film. Well, let's have a look. These are the stamps, but of course we've got the postcards exactly the same.
And I love the way that you've showcased the postcards with the open spaces.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see here they're a good size.
Yeah.
Right. And then on the postcards, look, we've got Omnia Vincit Amor, which means love conquers all. I thought I'd throw the translation in.
Yeah.
And then we've got I am, I can, I will. I love that one.
I still can't get over the will. I keep saying kill.
I am, I can, I
kill.
will. In my film, you are the star.
That's my favourite one.
So many strings to your bow. Nice. I mean, these are so lovely to send to somebody.
Yes.
You know, confidence builders.
Yeah.
First fiddle in my orchestra is you.
Nice.
And then we've got make cake, bake cake, eat cake.
And I'll just
and you could split that up.
I'll just have that.
Eat cake,
eat
cake, and eat more cake.
Eat more cake.
But you could split these up and cut them up and chop them up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, really lovely postcards. And I'm going to use this one, which was also in the it's also in the set.
Yes.
And what I've done here is I've used, well, I've got two on because you get a pair. So I've used this one, chopped off the top at the end and added it to the bottom. So if you're wondering, well, it just for balance as well.
Does.
Right. And what I'm going to do now is show you how to get that. I think it would be nice to show you a mask and show you how to get that.
Yes, because this
effect.
is interesting, isn't it? Because the mask technically gives you that outline at the top, the shape at the top
really
of it, doesn't
great
it?
Detail. Look.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at the masks because you were showing them earlier, weren't you?
Yep. So we had that special price on them as well.
So I'm going to go with, I'm going to need that one and that one. Okay. These are the two.
Yeah.
And what I did was for ease.
Yeah.
Okay. I cut the mask up a little bit, the castle, because I was struggling with the, so I chopped it. Let me show you when you get it.
Yes.
I'm going to, once we start making these, what we'll do is we'll chop it. We'll make the machine to do it because it makes better sense to chop it here, chop it at the end, but you do it with scissors and then chop it there. It's the same thing. But I'm going to get the machine once we've run out of what we've got in the cupboard. Yeah. So so this will make it a lot easier. You watch when you lift this off.
The sections.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Faffing around with that bunting.
Well, it's better than having to cut it out by hand, though.
I'd
rather two little slits at the side of the bar rather than cutting it with a pair of scissors.
That was the Cowden workshop moment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I nearly lost a lot of friends that day. Yeah, we were doing the Paris skyline. Right, so see, now I can decide where I want my castle to be. Just let me show you. If I put it up about, I'm going to put it about there, okay?
It's about halfway up on that card.
But you put it where you like.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. And now I might move this over a little, or you can always lift it up. They're reusable.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to move that over there like so. Okay, so I've got my mask down. Now, this is also part of the postcard. So I've got to
Of
know
course.
that's part of.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I want to do now, if that's the case, I need to cover that up. So the best way to do that is to take low-tack tape.
Low-tack
We
tape.
must sell a
You
lot
definitely
of this.
need a packet of 4 of those, which is item number 31212, and that's on a special price. Instead of £11.96, it's only £8.96.
So I don't know where I think the
Guillotine, have you put it
guillotine
somewhere
went
safe?
walkies. Now, last time I saw the guillotine, Jazz had gone off with it.
Oh,
That's okay.
Jazz.
That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't need it. But normally I would cut half a piece.
Yes.
Right. So what I'm doing is I'm protecting that bit.
So you create like sterile environment, like an operation,
Yeah.
where they
just
cover it over.
The only bit that you can see is this bit here.
Yes.
Yeah. So now let's lift this up here. And what do I need to do the job? Does it just get warm in here?
It goes.
What is going on?
I mean, you're having a tropical.
It does. I'm having one of my personal summers.
I think it's the time, all of it. I think the first sort of 10, 15 minutes, half hour, we're just nice, and then we just get.
Right. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to use my
Would you like me to
brushes.
open the window?
Good thinking, Batman. I'm going to start with old paper to get that old effect, that old colour. You could use any colour to do this. It depends how dark you want to go. I just thought it'd be nice to try something different because I always seem to go to the blues and greys.
And I think it's, as we spoke earlier in that previous demo that you were showing us,
Mm.
with the duller colours,
Mm.
the effect that they can have.
I know, it's quite something. So I'm going to use the same brush for, I think I am, maybe. Okay. Yeah.
I've just seen a message from Anne Rumbles, who's actually in the chat. She said she remembers the Paris skyline in Cowden.
I bet she does.
So much fun, and you still kept your friends.
Let me show you. So what we're doing is we're using the brushes to get the colour first, right? And you'll be surprised how much
is actually
there.
Going on there. Yes.
Yeah. So I often, you know, for massive impact, I use black and grey, and then it pops, you know.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be. It can be a background. It doesn't have to be. Love conquers all. I want that to be the centerpiece.
Yes.
And I'm pushing. I'm pushing the castle into the background.
Yeah.
And I can do that with colour, and I can do that by bringing the bunting into the foreground darker. You see? So you get, it's all about perspective, isn't it?
So it's similar to when you're doing the hills that you've just done in that previous one, the darkness at the front.
So I'm just going to show you the technique of how this works. So if I do this now, right, and I'm just using the old paper.
Yeah.
And I'm just
which is the ink pad colour.
The ink pad colour, right here. Looks like bundled sage, but it is old paper. It's because I'm using the same ink pad. Just for the TV, for the sake of television, for the screen, I want it to be a little bit darker.
Okay.
Right, and now let's take a spot on sponge.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the feeling I just use the same thing all the time?
But you know what? That's good though, because it means that our friends at home, I haven't got to buy this, I haven't got to buy that, I haven't got to buy this. And they're the sort of like the key essentials, isn't it, to what you're doing.
But sometimes you think, that's it. See, so now I've dragged that colour through, dragged it through. And I'm just going to put a little bit of copy paper. Just bear with me a second, because I want to do a little bit round the bottom here.
Okay.
Right. So I could just sweep through there like that.
Yeah.
The brush does the job for me.
Yes.
Right. And I like this particular postcard a lot. All of them this time. I kind of laid them up so that you've got a really nice area.
Open space.
Yeah. So if you look at them, like that one's bang in the middle. That one's bang in the middle. That one there.
That one. Yes.
That one. Right. That one.
Yeah.
That one.
Definitely.
You know. And then that's just centerpiece, center stage. Because that is really what it's all about.
Of different layouts, isn't it?
So let's say we do this. Now let's have a look. The thing about this is you lift it up and you have a little look so you can see how dark it is or how, right. So that's how dark we're at the moment.
Okay.
Right. But maybe we want to go a little bit darker. It feels like it's a little bit, you've got the base color down.
Yeah.
Let's go darker.
Okay.
Bundle sage, not that dark, not much darker, but it's certainly got a little bit more. about it.
Yeah.
If you want to sharpen up this edge, then you're going to work with this makes a big
spot on.
difference.
It does.
As
It
soon as I
really
do
sort of
this,
defines
it
the edges,
yeah, it
doesn't
does.
it?
It does. So let's come in here now and let's get that edge tightened up. And you know, we've learned this today. You do that, if you pounce,
Yeah.
it will really darken up the edge.
Yes.
So you sweep, and you'll notice that I'm sweeping with all the little tiny detail.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm up here on the mask.
Yeah.
And then I sweep down.
So that's sort of like your platform to launch off of.
Yeah. So once I've done that, now let's have a look, and you'll see it's definitely
yes,
a big difference. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So we'll pop that back down again.
Okay.
And now we're going to use a piece of paper. Bear with me a second.
We'll do a piece of copy paper.
Yeah, but I could really do a smaller piece, but it's all right. I'll just I've got scissors. I can use scissors to do this.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, look at. I mean, the detail on this mask. There's no way that you would be able to cut such detail out with a pair of scissors.
So I just need a little piece of paper.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the edge of the paper.
The straight edge.
The straight edge.
Yeah.
To get the turrets.
Right. Okay.
Now I'm going for
it.
Okay. And let's just put these lids on here because I want. So now, what am I going to use? I could use archival. Do you remember we said mix and match ability?
That's right. Yeah.
So I could use an archival. I think I will actually. You could use an archival. You could use, because all you're using, what you're going to stain, you're only using a piece of copy paper.
Yes.
Right. So let's say, for example, let me show you this. If I take my spot on sponge.
Yeah.
This is where you kind of settle into it a bit, and you start up here and you sweep through. So let's say I'm up here. See that?
Yeah.
Right. And then I sweep down, 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 like that. And then when I do that and I lift that away, you see how you've got the turret there.
Yeah.
Right. If I want to, I'll make a line there. In the pack, there's the townhouses as well.
Yes.
This is the same. This is how you do
rooftops.
that. The rooftops.
Yes.
Thank you. See, so you go like that, and then you can make it darker if you want. See.
So the item number for the mask, we've just been asked. The mask is 30150.
Bit crooked. That's all right.
It's falling down that end.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a subsidence going on.
I know the feeling.
I know. Right. Definitely got a bit of subsidence going on down that end.
Well, it was built all those hundreds of years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. There you go. It's definitely got issues.
Gone round the corner.
Right. But it's all right. That's okay. I bet in a minute, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
I just want to show you how it works. If, for example, on this side, I want to put the shade, you've got to decide where the light is and where the shade is.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to.
And so by turning the paper that way, what you're going to do now, this skinny
turn it
little.
That way. But I'm moving the moving the
direction.
I'm moving the colour. So the shade is on this side now. You see?
Yes.
But you see, I'm going to be pedantic now.
Okay.
See that little bit there? I don't want colour there.
Right.
So I'm going to cover that up.
Low tack tape. Definitely need more of that.
We could, if all else fails, we could always go and be the low tack tape company.
And spot on sponge.
Right. So then you see but I think what I like about this is that you're building it. It's your artwork.
Yeah.
There'll never be any two the same, right? So, and I'm using the black to sharpen up the edge as well. It's moody. It's quite a moody picture. And just for the sake of the TV, I'm making it maybe slightly darker than I would.
At home. Yeah.
Yeah. See? So I've got one more I want to do there because otherwise it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
Are we cool with that?
Yeah.
What's the time?
They're loving this.
Okay. Okay. So now if I go in here, oh, that's a bit scrappy. Right. Let's go to that one there. See, so you're going to keep it straight.
Yeah.
Hold it in place. Now, hold your sponge.
Turn it into a
like
mushroom.
a mushroom. Okay.
Not mushroom in that turret.
And then you're going to start up there and you're going to sweep down like that. And as you sweep, you get that line.
Yeah.
And you can make it as dark or as light or as you make as many as you like. Do you see?
Yes.
And then when you lift that, looks good.
Wow.
And then at the top of this one, see, you can add a bit. I got really, because in the piece of your own home, you know, you can really, I even did a little bit like that. Let me show you. I want to show you this.
Okay.
If I, let me think, if I do that, right, and I take a pair of scissors, I want to get this edge here. Do you see
Oh,
what
right,
I mean?
yes.
I know, I'm getting
I know what you mean, yeah.
So I want to make a like that. Let's see if this works. See, so that's like that there. Do you see?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go like that there. So I've covered up that bit. And then I just want to put a little bit, let's see, give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? If you don't play, you'll never know. See, so I'm just going to bring that in there like that. Just a tiny little bit. Don't want loads. See what that looks like. Yes. There you are.
Yeah.
See? So you've got a little bit of shade there. You can do as much as you like. Now, when we lift this away, let's take
this is
take
where
this
the
away.
magic really does happen, doesn't it?
I think so. And you can use this again and again. I think we're running out of time, but I think you get how, look, isn't that lovely?
It really...
I like the wonky one now. There.
Wow.
Look. No, nice.
That is. It really,
See?
really is.
And then you just take this and then you pop that back on there like so. And you know what? You're going to do exactly the same with the bunting. You just lift off this top part of the bunting.
Yeah.
And then go again.
Go again.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting because obviously with the masks, I wouldn't have even considered sort of adding the dimension to this. This is, I mean, I would have done something like this, which gives you that solid blackness.
And that's exactly what I've done, but then complete black silhouette, which looks amazing with the northern lights.
Definitely.
You see, you've got another one there, which is fantastic.
With the rooftops.
With the rooftop, solid black.
Yeah.
So you literally, I would just take spot on sponges and just pound. First with the brushes and then black it out.
Yeah.
You know, you could literally smear the ink pad.
And then that one, I mean, on what you've done here, be able to hold that up to the camera on the overhead just to show the intricacy of that castle top.
And you could do so much more on there. If you, let me show you the one I did at home, right? Let me just show you that. See, so you've got so many more different options, haven't you? See? But you get the picture. You understand how you get those.
So you're taking a basic skyline and then you're adding depth to it, aren't you?
And you can decide, I mean, here, all the way along here, I could put loads of tiny little lines.
Yeah.
And you could use a blending pen if you really wanted to get in tight. You could use a blending pen to do that.
Wow.
But I think that, and I've said this before, you know, hour for hour, pound for pound, mile for mile, you know, like what you get out of the masks.
And for that price at $14.99.
Let's have one more look
on
at the lovely pack shop so that we can see what we're actually getting in that pack. So you've got your large moons.
And don't forget, you've got the innie and the outie as
well.
Yeah,
you've always got the positive and the negative. Then you've got the hills, which you've got 4 of because you've got positive and negative. You've got the clouds, you've got 4 of.
Yeah.
Loads of mini moons. Then you've got the rooftops, and now you know how to get the depth in the rooftops.
On that,
or just solid black.
Yeah.
And like I said, I chopped up the bunting because it was getting on my whip. And then you've got the castle. See, so when you just look at the plastic castle there, and you can't think
you just
that
see
you'd
that
get that lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a special price of $14.99. If you're a Diamond Club member, then you're only going to pay £12.74. So that's what 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, £2 a mask, isn't it?
Very
and they're
good,
normally £3.50.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, mileage. It's about getting hours of play. When the kids were little, we used to, calculate if you bought a toy, how, there used to be a whole school of thought in California where we lived when the kids were small. How many hours of play could you get out of a certain toy?
Yeah.
And the one, I don't know if you remember it, but it was like a metal thing, and there were little beads and there was like a jungle of. You'd always get them in the doctor's waiting
Oh,
rooms.
right, yeah, like
That
a
was the
counter
number
type.
one toy for hand-eye coordination, taking the beads, and not the one where you got an electric shock.
What was you doing in California?
No, not that one. You know where you got all the different coloured,
Yes.
prime colour
Yeah, and you had
wires,
to like trace it through.
and then you had beads on there, and you'd say, Mark, find the square, find the, you know, Grace, where's the red square? Find it, and then they'd have to find it. And yeah, and that was the toy that was always voted like pound for pound, hour, you know, hour for hour, dollar for dollar.
Yeah,
you got most out of that toy.
Wow.
And I would argue that on our website, the masks is where you really get your mileage.
So should we ask Grace if she's made the hard decision on who's going to win that lovely piece of artwork?
Grace, yeah, if we do it now, that'd be easy.
Yeah, so we'll just wait for, there'll be a slight time delay while we've asked that question.
Yeah, that's great.
But I know that the chat would have gone absolutely
and
mad.
What was everybody saying?
They were all saying, we went from potting soil to mini makes.
Mini makes, there you go.
Mini makes.
Just fancy a pasty. What are they on?
Goodness me.
There we are, peddling away.
Okay, Grace has said, are we only doing one giveaway?
Is that a question?
It's a question.
Yeah, well, I did make 2 cards.
Okay.
So we could give away dos.
Okay, so Gracie has 2 names, and whether you wanted to give,
There you go then. And
there we go, 2, and the 2 winners are dum dum dum. We're just waiting for those to come through. Technology. Is
Grace picking them?
Yeah, Grace is going to pick them because there would have been loads and loads.
Okay,
We wouldn't have lost. We would have lost the chat.
Okay.
I mean, they were talking
it's
about.
It's just a bit of fun, isn't it?
Sally was saying there wasn't mushroom in her shopping basket when you was about the mushrooms.
Well.
Okay.
Good.
Well, look at. So we have Alison Robb as the winner of one of them, and Sally Adams as the winner of the second one.
Cool.
There we go.
So Alison, well done, and Sally, thanks for everybody for joining in.
Yes.
We'll get those cards sent to you. I'll find a matching envelope, and I won't write in it. I'll write a little note in it.
Oh, nice.
And then you can do what you like with it.
Decide what you want. Yeah.
Eh? I think that's
so.
The way to
I'm
do
sure we have your address, but if you wouldn't mind just sending Grace a message privately on that, you can send it to grace@claritystamp.com, and then. I mean, I know we've got Sally's address.
Well, maybe they do want me to write in it and say "Love Barb." I bet you do, don't you?
Okay. So say yes if you want Barb to send you a little message in the card.
Yeah.
Or
and no if you want to sell it.
Send it on eBay. Yeah. Does eBay still exist? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. I've really enjoyed.
Thank you, Grace, for covering everyone in the chat and keeping everything in order.
I hope you enjoyed the demonstrations. What are you doing this weekend? You're working.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm not telling him he's working. He told me.
I'm in tomorrow. Yeah, I'm in tomorrow for a couple of hours, and then Sunday, depending on the weather, take Gola out for a nice long walk. We normally do about 4 miles on a Sunday if the weather's nice.
So, impressive.
Nice.
I'm going to the dentist tomorrow.
Nice.
That's okay. I don't mind. She's lovely. Yeah. And other than that.
We're back then on Monday, 10 o'clock in the shack, continuing through the alphabet.
O for owl.
O for owl, and the stippling with pencils.
Nice. We did the O for orchid last night. We'll go to the owls on Monday.
And then on Monday afternoon, we're back with another. You designed these, the floral walls.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Cool. Nice. Nice stamps. And then on Tuesday, you got the
Groovy Tuesday. And then in the afternoon, I'll be on with Jazz with the groovy version on those.
Nice.
Then Wednesday evening, you've got the Craft Along a Barb at 7 p.m. doing that lovely coaster. There we go.
So that'd be nice. 7 o'clock. Be there or be square.
And then Thursday at 7 in the shack as usual, colouring your floral alphabet poster.
Yeah.
And then Friday.
I can't
brand new launch.
Oh, it's the Linda Williams Richelieu.
Richelieu.
Oh, her artwork arrived this afternoon. What? Fantastic. Yeah. Look it up. It's like rich with an E at the end.
Yeah.
Richelieu, as in time in lieu, like place.
Yeah.
Richelieu lace. Look it up. Absolutely amazing. And Linda has outdone herself.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
It's absolutely stunning.
It's lovely to be here. I've really enjoyed today. I couldn't think of anywhere I'd rather be.
A hot beach, on a beach somewhere?
Well, no, not
No,
really.
no.
It must be an age thing. I like it
You like
here.
the cold rather than the
I
heat.
like it here. Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll be
Yeah.
back with you at 10 o'clock on Monday.
See you on Monday. Lots of love. And don't forget, the blog is all weekend.
It is.
Bye-bye
Take care now.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Grace. Ciao.